Today, I'm going to do something that I've been putting off for a very long time. Today, I'm going to be ranking every Alfred Hitchcock movie I have seen. Yes, he has made a ton, and I mean a ton of movies, over 50. I've seen 20 of his feature-length films, and let me tell you, he's probably maybe close to being my favorite movie director of all time. So, today I'm going to be ranking every movie from him that I've seen, worst to best. I have a Christopher Nolan version coming soon. Make sure you guys check that out. But without further ado, I'm going to be ranking the 20 Hitchcock movies that I have seen from worst to best. Starting things off, I have Suspicion at 20. This is my least favorite Hitchcock movie that I've watched. The ending is very interesting, I will say. Is it worth the watch? Yes. It is Cary Grant. It does have decent acting, but the movie itself is just not that great. At number 19, I have The 39 Steps. This is the oldest Hitchcock movie that I've watched, and I did take that into consideration before ranking it 19, and I still believe that it is one of Hitchcock's more overrated movies. I think it's good for its time, but overall it's not that great, and the main character is somewhat kind of annoying in a way. At number 18, I know a lot of people absolutely love this movie. I have The Lady Vanishes. It is a good movie. I like it, but it's just older, and I feel like it gets off to a really slow start. And the romance in this movie is just very weird. And it probably has some of the worst cinematography in Hitchcock's movies. Like, there's no really cool shots in this movie, in my opinion. It all kind of takes place on a train. But if you want to watch a movie that kind of takes place on a train, just watch Strangers on a Train, which is coming up on my list. At number 17 is I Confess. This is a very unique one in a lot of ways. First of all, it is only 90 minutes. It is not a very long movie, and it's one of Hitchcock's shortest movies. Yet it finds a way to be good, but not great. So, in my opinion, it's pretty good. It's worth a watch. There are some really cool shots, and the emotion is definitely there. But I think the 90-minute runtime really makes it feel a little bit rushed. At number 16 is one that I think a lot of people overlook, including myself at times, but The Trouble with Harry. A great cast, including Jerry Mathers before Leave It to Beaver, which is very interesting to see. It's unlike any Hitchcock movie you'll watch. If you go into it blind, you will not think that it is a Hitchcock movie. The thing is, it's a good movie. It just has nothing to tell you that it is a Hitchcock movie. And Hitchcock cameo is one of the hardest ones to find, in my opinion. At number 15, in my opinion, the most overrated Alfred Hitchcock movie, Notorious. Now, don't get me wrong, Ingrid Bergman and Cary Grant are both spectacular in this movie. It's just a slightly better version of Suspicion, in my opinion. It's very similar in the plot and the execution, but it does it a little bit better. There are a lot of really cool camera shots, and I will say the plot is compelling. It's way too heavy on the romantic aspect and not enough of making it a mystery thriller. At number 14, in my opinion, probably the most underrated Hitchcock movie, Foreign Correspondent. This movie has great acting, some great camera shots, and I think Hitchcock collabed with another director to make it look really, really good, and it's one of the best looking Hitchcock movies in my opinion. The plot is very thrilling. At sometimes it does get a little bit lost, but it is still very good. It's worth the watch. It's just not better than any other movies coming up on this list. At number 13, another one that I think is a little bit overrated is Rebecca. Rebecca is good, it's thrilling, it's just I feel like sometimes it has trouble getting to where it needs to be. Now, the ending is absolutely insane, and the villain is, I mean, it's, the villain is obvious and it's not at the same time. Like, she is very good, probably one of the best Hitchcock villains. But the thing is, like, the movie itself, I get it, it's early 40s, it's old, but I will say there's one scene where it's just plot twist after plot twist, and it gets kind of annoying after a little bit. Great camera shots in this movie. I could go on talking about this movie for an hour, but I'm putting it at 13. At number 12, Spellbound, another one of Hitchcock's movies that goes under the radar. Ingrid Bergman and Gregory Peck. Come on. And this movie is very thrilling. It has some very interesting scenes and cinematography. I really like it. I think it's good. I think it gets overlooked a lot, but once again, just a little too heavy on the romance. At number 11, yet another underrated one, To Catch a Thief. Cary Grant and Grace Kelly are great in this movie. It's very thrilling, and it's one of those movies where you kind of forget the plot after you watch it, but then when you watch it again, you realize how good it actually is. It's definitely worth the watch. The acting is great, and it is very thrilling, and the ending was so unexpected. Moving on to the top 10, I have The Birds at 10. Hitchcock here made a very borderline horror movie, but instead of there being a monster or a killer, it's just some birds. That's it. It's The Birds. So, this is a very good movie. It's the first Hitchcock movie I ever watched. This is the movie that got me into Hitchcock movies. It's very good. It's the most recent Hitchcock movie that I've watched. It's very good. I can't say a lot of bad stuff about it. I think the only bad thing that I can say about it is it's a little bit slow because it does have a 2 hour runtime. But in that 2 hours, you get 30 minutes into it and it still hasn't built the main plot. But the final 30 minutes of this movie are very thrilling. So please watch it. Definitely worth your time. Moving on to number 9, another underrated one, The Wrong Man. I think this is the only Hitchcock movie based off of a true story. It's very thrilling. Henry Fonda stars in this movie, and he is just amazing. It's probably one of the darkest Hitchcock movies you'll watch, because some of the plots and other things are kind of darker, and especially the last 15 minutes of this movie will absolutely shock you. So I really like it. It's good. You should give it a watch. At number 8, I have Rope. Rope is a very good movie, may I add. It's only an hour 40 minutes. It's not a very long movie, and it takes place in the same spot with some really good long takes. James Stewart stars in this movie. Well, not exactly stars, but he is in it and plays one of the main characters. He's great, puts up a great performance. This movie is very good, and and I really can't say anything bad about this movie. The only reason that it's at the spot is because everything above it is a little bit better. Moving on to number 7, another James Stewart movie, The Man Who Knew Too Much. Not the one from the 20s, but the one from the 50s. This is one of the more underrated ones. James Stewart and Doris Day star in this movie. It is really good, and it's very thrilling. It has some great camera shots, and the ending is awesome. It has great foreshadowing, and there's some scenes that really gave me chills. So definitely give this one a try. At number 6, a movie that I think is a little bit overrated but still definitely worth a watch is North by Northwest, starring Cary Grant. It's very thrilling. It is one of the longer Hitchcock movies. I forgot how long it is. I think it's like 220, but it's still a very good movie with a loaded cast. I really like it. I think it's a bit overrated. I remember really liking it when I first watched it. The more I thought about it, the more I thought it's a bit overrated. But that airplane scene is amazing. Probably Hitchcock's best shot when he's running away from the airplane. It's amazing. You guys should give it a try. And now moving on to the top 5. And all of these movies are in my classic movie ranking. If you have not watched that yet, please go check it out. But at number 5, we have Vertigo. James Stewart stars in a very thrilling movie with great cinematography. It is regarded as one of Hitchcock's best movies. I agree with that. I think it's very good. It's a very popular movie and a very referenced movie. It's great. You should check it out. It's one of those movies where you don't remember how much you like it until you actually watch it. It's amazing. Go check it out. At number 4, Joseph Cotton, the guy that's in every Orson Welles movie, stars in a Hitchcock movie, Shadow of a Doubt, who plays a killer uncle in this thrilling movie that is pretty much kind of a perfect movie. Like, I really can't think of anything to say about it. It's great and it's very thrilling. Cinematography is great, and Joseph Cotton's performance is outstanding. Very, very good movie. Go check it out. Moving on to the top 3. At number 3, we have Dial M for Murder. Grace Kelly stars in this movie. This is probably, in my opinion, the smartest Hitchcock movie in that the writing is perfect, the acting is great, and it's just one of the more thrilling Hitchcock movies. And this is one of the few Hitchcock movies that if you don't follow closely, you will miss something huge. Like, it's a little tough to follow at times, but hey, I mean, if you're a Nolan fan, you'll find this one an easy watch. At number 2, Strangers on a Train. This is, in my opinion, the best black and white Hitchcock movie. It is so thrilling. There's some shots that gave me absolute chills. I won't spoil too much about it because it's one of those movies that I can't talk about a lot without spoiling anything. But I will say this is probably one of the best classic. This is probably one of the best black and white movies you will watch. But at number 1, my favorite classic movie of all time, Rear Window. Y'all saw it coming. It is so thrilling. Everything about this movie is just perfect. There is nothing wrong with this movie. A lot of people say that it's overrated. It's not. It's underrated, if anything. It's insane. I love this movie, and James Stewart and Grace Kelly both give amazing performances. So that is my ranking for every Alfred Hitchcock movie that I have seen. For those of you big Hitchcock fans who are wondering where Psycho is, I have never seen it and I don't plan on watching it anytime soon. But that is my ranking of the 20 that I've seen. Let me know if you guys agree, and I will see you guys in the next video.